Hi, it's Ben Lai from Sales Ethos. Today I'm going to answer the question, how to sell an intangible product. I've been asked a couple of times over the last few weeks on how to sell an intangible product. Most people will tell me that they have no problem selling something physical. But when it comes to selling an intangible product such as financial services or professional services, that's where they really struggle and have a great amount of difficulty. So today I'm going to give you 3 suggestions on how you can more effectively sell intangible products. The first thing that I want you to realize is that every sale, whether it's a physical product or a service or something intangible, that it is still an intangible sale. What I mean by that is this. This is a key principle. Nobody buys products. They buy what the product does for them. In other words, they're looking to solve a problem. Remember, no one buys products. They buy solutions to problems. And so what I want you to do is to have a think of the intangible value that your products give. Let's just look at a couple of case studies and examples. Let's just say you're selling a car, right? What do people want when they buy a car? What sort of problem are they trying to solve? It's not that they just want to get from A to B. They want reliable transport. Okay, so the reliability of the car is a selling point for the car. That's an intangible value. You may want to think about the safety of the car. If you're selling to a family, safety is going to be very high on their priority list when deciding which car to buy. What about comfort level? People don't put leather seats in the cars for no good reason. People value comfort, and that's an intangible value that you get from a physical product. Or what about the brand and the prestige of the car? Why would a person buy a $100,000 car versus a $30,000 car? The answer is the prestige. It's how it makes them feel when they're in the car driving that vehicle. It's the social status that they get. These are all intangible things that come out from a tangible product. And bringing it back to the intangible products, let's just imagine you are selling car insurance. Right? Now, what problem is a person trying to solve when they buy car insurance? So I'm pretty sure that most of you watching would have already purchased car insurance for yourself if you own a car. And the reasons that we have for buying car insurance generally fits into 2 main categories. One is to lower risk. And so imagine that if you got into an accident, not many of us would have tens of thousands of dollars just sitting around in the bank for us to buy a new car straight away and to replace the damaged one. And so therefore, reducing the risk by paying in small amounts and then paying a small premium is much preferable to having all of that money stored in the bank account. The second reason that people buy insurance is for peace of mind, right? And what this essentially means is that if you have insurance, you don't have to drive around constantly worrying about getting into an accident. I'm pretty sure that if people were driving around without insurance, they would be constantly thinking about it as they're driving. And ironically, that would increase the chances of getting into an accident. So that's the intangible value of buying insurance. Now, for most people, when they've decided to buy car insurance, it's not a case of whether I should or I shouldn't. Most people generally understand that it's a good idea to buy car insurance. And so therefore, it's the next step you need to take is to think, what is the intangible value of buying your company's car insurance versus another company's car insurance? So now we have to think of other intangible values for choosing your company over someone else's. And so this is where it gets really challenging because car insurance can be perceived as a commodity. They're exactly like for like, except one company's price is 10% higher than the other. So if you're sitting in that category where yours is 10% more expensive than someone else's, how are you going to justify that price difference? So one of my suggestions for you is to have a think about the things that people value when it comes to dealing with insurance providers. Perhaps a person has had a bad experience. They needed to make a claim with their cheaper provider, and the process was really drawn out for a long period. The persons serving them was rude, or they weren't very helpful. They didn't take personal responsibility for the case, and as a result they experienced a lot of hardship, which is already bad enough given that they've been in a car accident in the first place. So you may want to explain that your company's service is much better than the others because you, as the consultant, take personal responsibility. Or you may say it on behalf of the customer service team. And as a result of the better quality service in terms of a higher care factor, and the fact they're going to be speaking to Aussies rather than speaking to people from other countries with call centers, these kinds of factors are important to people, and that may be just what they need in order to cross the line and buy from you. Which brings me to the next point, which is that you need to really understand what people value. Now, some people are not going to care about better customer service. And these are not your ideal clients. There's no point trying to sell better quality service if they don't care about it at all. I mean, you certainly should try to help them to understand the value of better customer service, but if they don't get it, then you're fighting an uphill battle. You're probably better off referring them off to the cheaper provider, and then hoping that they'll come back to you later. So there you have it. Those are the key things that you need to know in order to sell an intangible product or service. So what are your thoughts? What are the intangibles that your product or service that you are selling? Leave a comment below, click like and subscribe. And just as a final note, I have created some special resources for managers who have a customer service or technical support team that you want them to learn how to sell. I've created a unique video and PDF content for you. Just click on the link below for those resources. It's absolutely free. Just putting these out to help you out. Don't forget that integrity plus skills equals success.